What's up? Welcome back to Next Level Town in Town Reviews. It's Donte, and I'm here with the wonderful artist slash model slash actress slash don't know how to turn her phone on silent when we're recording. Lish, how you doing?
Lish slash Lisha or Momo or Fifi.
Fifi as in fiance.
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. We are here today with another review. Today we've seen Forever circulating the net. So we decided to check it out. Me and you.
Yeah.
As a couple. See what it's hitting for. So this is going to be the review for that. It is a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen it, go ahead and go check out Forever first, and then come back and join in the conversation with us. All right?
Yeah.
All right. But before we get into the review, please, if you rock with us, then rock with us. This is the Next Level Town. Go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and share to your friends and family. We're here to level up, and we're going to do it like we do it every day because we do it right.
Level up. Yeah, level up. I got to level up, She better level up,
So, what is Forever? Forever is a Netflix original series that came out a couple weeks ago. I think.
Yeah.
It's basically it's starring, I don't know the actor and actress names.
I don't know if it's a Netflix original series. Is it?
Oh no, it's not original. It's based off a book, so it's not original. It's just a Netflix series.
Yeah.
Series on Netflix. Yeah.
Yep.
My apologies. Thank
you.
You
Good.
But yeah, it's a Netflix series.
Based off the book by Judy Blume.
Okay.
1975. According to Google. I don't know if it was really written back then. I feel
1975?
Like that's what it said on Google. But I'm like, I didn't think Judy Blume was that old. Because I remember kids' books by Judy Blume when I was younger. So I'm like, 1975, she was writing books. How old is she?
Hey, she might have wrote. Yeah.
But it's based off a book by her, apparently.
Okay. All right. So, based off that book, it's a series. So, basically, it follows two teenagers and their love story. Pretty much, it's a love story
from like their junior year to senior year and graduation.
Yeah, from junior year to senior year and graduation. It follows the ups and downs of their romantic relationship. Now, initially, when I watched the trailer, it was like one of them snippets on Netflix. Where it shows you a trailer of it. That's how I actually came across it, because I seen it on the internet, like, oh, forever this, forever that, but I wasn't really paying attention. But I put it on just as like background as I was working, and then it started getting interesting. So I was like, maybe let me hold up, let me watch this with wifey, and then see what she thinks. So that's pretty much what happened, and then we started watching it. So like I was saying, it follows two teenagers through their adolescence. Not through their adolescence, but through their latter years of high school.
2017 to 2019 is the time period given.
Yeah.
At least on the Netflix version.
It started off really, really well. It intrigued me because I love black love, for one, and two, I thought the main character initially he wasn't the popular kid. He kind of was like the under the radar type of chill and everyday Joe kind of guy. So I was drawn to that, and then as I was watching it, as it through its ups and downs, it was intriguing. Got a little irritated sometimes, but it was intriguing throughout the entirety of the series. So I pretty much liked the series. I really did. Did you overall enjoy it?
I liked it as well. But what I will say is like online, I was seeing a lot of people rave about it. And so I feel like that set the bar really high for myself going into it. To where...
So the expectations was high.
Yeah. And I thought it was good. I thought it was a good series. I liked it a lot. But is it like oh, that's an all-time favorite TV series for me. I wouldn't say that.
Oh, no.
Would I watch season 2? For sure. I want to see how everything progresses. But
yeah, season 2 just got announced that they're making it. So
yep.
definitely excited for that. But let's kind of get into it. So
yeah,
I'm trying to paint the picture of like how the story goes. So initially, Justin, who's the main character, he is your average high school kid. He goes to a party, right? And he meets Keisha.
or reunites with.
Well,
Keisha.
reunites with Keisha because like she knew him, he didn't know her. I remembered him.
Yeah, they're both in like kindergarten together, something like that.
Something like that. So small town. I moved around a lot, so I never was like oh yeah, what's up? We went to the same middle school, the same elementary. I could never do that because I just moved around so much. But so I kind of envy that about that situation. But when they met each other, they kind of hit it off immediately at that party, right? Because it was a New Year's party.
Yeah.
And they reunited. They hit it off. They shared a New Year's kiss. And then after that,
they started pissing me off.
Both of them or just one?
Yeah, both of them. Because for me, so Keisha and Justin pissed me off throughout this series. Because at this point, looking at it, it was just so much. The ups
Drama.
and downs of their relationship is all due to miscommunication and assumptions. The entire thing. From the very beginning, Keisha was like, I think Keisha started it. Because they went out on a date. And then there was something that Justin said that she took the wrong way and assumed it was because he had saw the video of her that was circulating.
Exactly.
So then she blocked him. She did all these things, and this boy really didn't do anything. Like he made a comment that maybe wasn't the most sensitive, but it had nothing to do with what she assumed it had to do with.
That's true. But one thing, first of all, I continually had to remind myself that I was once a teenager too. So like when you're not in that age anymore,
your brains aren't fully developed.
Yeah, well, with them, I'm talking about with us now. Within not in that age, we acted the same way, similar for the most part.
I feel like to an extent, sure, there's some things that we could relate to and give them grace for it, as like, we were all teenagers ourselves, but at the same time, that level of jump into the assumption, like, oh, you must have seen block, like that's never been me personally.
Well, first of all, let's keep it a buck. Her doing what she was trying to do in the first place, huh?
Is that what you're about to say?
No, I was talking about in the theater. The whole reason why it started.
Yeah.
Like first date, first time out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What you want me to say about that? What you asking me?
No, I'm just saying that's crazy. Isn't that crazy?
No, it is. It's wild. It's like you don't know where this man been. Like,
yeah, she was just like. So I understood where he was coming from. Like, yo, just because I bought you a bag don't mean you gotta give me head. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. So I understood what he was doing because he actually liked her. So he was like, let me stop it real quick.
Yeah.
Before it goes too far, I don't want you to feel obligated to do that for me just because I bought you something. So I understand what he was saying.
No, I'm not saying he's wrong in that situation. I'm just saying it was her then him. Like the first assumption that was on her. Then there was another assumption that he had made. I forgot what exactly happened. Because he got to a point where he blocked her too. It was like back and forth.
But he didn't.
And the miscommunication on both parts.
She blocked him twice before he blocked her. Once for like 30 seconds. Because she blocked him once because of that. And then she blocked it, and then he confiscated his driving driver's ed car, went to go see her, and she like, oh, that was cute. Here's my number. I'm gonna unblock you. Blah blah blah.
Unblocked him.
He goes home.
Then she got vulnerable, and she was like, I really like you. And then she saw the bubble, and then they disappear. Which, given a lot of us, if we see the bubbles and they disappear, like, oh, yeah, like, want to reply?
What the fuck? Yeah.
All right. So I understood what she said, what she felt at that moment. But would I go as far as to block somebody at that point? No, I would just wait and see if they got back to me. Even if it took a couple days. At that point, I would assume it. I would assume the worst. But
it was just that night, though. It was just that night, though, right?
He got it back. Yeah. But by the time he got his phone back, he was blocked already. The second time that Keisha blocked him, it was like the same night. Like she had sent him a message, a vulnerable message, and then he didn't reply. It was like the 3 dots, and then it just went away. So she assumed that after she kind of professed her love for him, he didn't care.
He wasn't.
So she immediately blocked him again, which again is that assuming misunderstanding, misinterpretation issue again. And then for him, the same thing. He started feeling he started getting a little, what's the word I'm looking? Hasty when it came to.
Well, you get really.
Your chain is wrapped around the mic.
You get really anxious.
The other one. Yep. There you go. Okay. When it came to him blocking her, because he blocked her when he saw her talking with her ex, and their moms were talking, and he just saw from a distance that they shared like a.
Goddamn, you skipping it?
Cheek kiss or something. You trying to go through the story?
No. I'm
saying as far as the first time he blocked her, I think that was what did it for him.
Yeah, but that's understandable. I'm team.
Is it understandable?
I'm team Justin.
Because it wasn't like what he saw from a distance wasn't her kissing him.
He was all up on her. He was all up on her.
Yes.
You talking about Christian?
Yes, Christian was all up on her, but you gonna block her for that?
Yeah.
Why?
Because she allowed it.
She's supposed to be like, nah.
Yeah, and she was.
Even though she's trying to keep up appearances for her mom, and you
which
know
is stupid.
that she is.
Which is a stupid reason.
It
anyway.
is stupid, but you know that that's what she's doing. You know that's the only reason she's talking to him.
Nah, I don't know. And this dude, like, her mama came in here. He's like, oh yeah, this is the next LeBron James, yeah, and all this shit. And then like he's at where he's at, and when it comes to like basketball and everything, just all those emotions.
Yeah.
Taking place within him, I definitely understand him like not wanting to take a part of that, because she like I get it. I get like the video happened. Christian was wild for just showing up anyway, but I mean, she looked like she was entertaining it, like she was battling it herself. Her like where she wants to go. Like, oh, should I stay with Christian or should I do this? Like, it looked like she was battling that. Not, I know she was trying to put up a front for her mom, but I don't think she did a great enough job reassuring Justin that wasn't what it was. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it took that turn. I think so.
I get if he didn't like how it looked, but I mean, I guess I'm trying to understand also from the age that they're at and stuff. Because I'm like, I'm somebody that like I'm not about to block until I know exactly, kind of like I got some facts on the table, not just based off of pure assumptions. So he saw what he saw, and I guess that was enough for him to block her.
I mean, that's the mature thing to do, but they're also 17.
And their brains are not fully developed.
Their brains are not fully developed. So
I understand.
Yes, that was it. But I do I did understand that that was the final. Because he blocked her, and then that's when he went on the trip.
It happened again. There was another time. I don't know if a blocking happened per se, but it was also later on when he felt some type of way because she said that she was gonna go back to prom. She was gonna go to prom.
Yes, that's when he was like. Then
he was like, "Come on, like,
would you go to prom?"
No.
Like that was dumb.
She already told Christian that, hey, I got a man now. And they gonna be like, but I'm still going to prom with you. What?
What?
Like, it didn't make any sense.
That don't make no sense at all.
For appearance, at that point, it's like, just tell your mom.
Just tell your mom. It would have been a lot easier. Now,
we saw what happened when the mom found out. It was obviously it's going to be tough either way, but she was just kind of pushing it off. She said she was going to hold on to it forever. Like she
yeah, I see what you did there.
I didn't even know. But yeah, she's going to hold on to it forever, which wouldn't make sense.
But I did understand. I understood a lot of motivations in this show, because I understood Keisha not telling her mom just because what happened to her, it was definitely her. You know, it happened to her, so she had the right to feel selfish about that. But it also affected her mother a lot, just because like she had to get a second job, or
right. Yep.
they had to move schools, and she's paying for this so much for this school. Then none of that needed to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And on top of that, it's embarrassing, right? It's embarrassing. It's a letdown, especially she liked seeing her mom happy and like her mom being proud of her. It's
being
like,
proud and
she
stuff.
kind of didn't want to wreck that and let her know, like, hey, this is what's actually happening with me.
Yep,
you know, she didn't want to let her mom down, I guess. Yeah. And because, like I said, it's a very, you know, just the internet's forever, literally.
Yeah.
The internet is forever, so it's like you being on the internet all exposed. Like, I can only imagine. Like, if anything like that happened to me, which you would never. But if anything like that ever happened to me, I could see like never telling my parents ever as well. But would it get to the point where I'm just hiding boyfriends and stuff like that? No. Like, we would have to figure out a way, because if I'm going to hold on to this secret forever,
yeah, you have to communicate that.
Life has to go on.
You going crazy with this forever.
I'm not even like, I wasn't even thinking about the title. I was just saying, like, you know.
But when she did finally tell her mom,
she didn't. Did she? Oh yeah. Yeah.
After the
mom,
whole, because she went.
John threatened to
exactly, because after Justin blocked her and went to the beach house or whatever on the beach. They did the trip, and then she followed him, and which is crazy. Like, she really followed him and was looking for him and stuff. I mean, like, damn, you could have waited till he
like,
came.
where are the black people? Where's the arcade?
It's crazy, but like, yeah, I thought that was sweet though, like her following him and stuff. And he just in his own mode because of what happened. You could tell that it took a lot out of him.
Took a toll on him.
It took a toll on him because he wasn't, you know, talking to anybody. His play cousin was trying to get at him, and he was like, nah.
Yeah.
He might as well. Like, he should have just did it.
No, he shouldn't.
He should have just did it.
I'm glad he didn't, because I didn't like her character.
Why not? First of all, she didn't really have a character.
Yeah, she was doing too much. She came out of nowhere talking about, let's sleep together. You're a cousin, basically.
No, it's not a cousin. It's
play cousin, but still, it's like, let's just related. Do it just because. No. No.
Why not?
What you mean, why not?
I mean, like, what's the surefire way to get over old?
Pray.
Yeah, pray. Bible study. A lot of Bible study. You right. So,
God
is good
all the time.
So look, after he turned down his play cousin, and she found him because of his play cousin was like, yeah, just check your voicemail.
And she left him hella voicemail. She was just like every day. So then this happened. Like, pretending she was on the phone.
That's cute. That was cute.
Yeah, it showed how much she cared.
Yeah, I know. Would you do that?
Would I leave you a ton of voice messages?
Yeah. If I had you blocked?
No.
Wow. Guess why we know they are forever. And it doesn't seem like we're forever.
Because my thing is, if you have me blocked, we have a whole other issue at hand. Because why am I blocked?
Obviously something you did.
Obviously because of miscommunication, which means we got to talk through it. You can't just be blocking.
Yeah, talk through it on the voicemail.
They can get away with that because their brains aren't developed. Our brains are developed. Which means we're going to talk through it. We're not going to get to the point of blocking
I'm going to block you after this and see if you leave me voicemails. I'm not. Never mind. Y'all go get me in trouble. Anyway. So after they got her blocked, after he unblocked her and seen the messages, they took a bike ride through the forest and found each other, got hugged and reunited, rekindled. And now everything was good. Until the mom was like, wait, what happened?
You're talking about Justin's mom. Until Dawn, Justin's mom, caught word of the video circulating of Keisha,
and it was like,
does her mom know? Oh no. She and her husband, which is played by Wood Harris from Remember the Titans. 8.
Best character in the show, by the way.
Remember the Titans is one of my all-time favorite movies. Actually, it is my all-time favorite movie. So it was a very enjoyable experience for me to see him on the TV screen.
He's been in many more movies besides Remember the Titans.
I know, I've seen him around and things, but
have you seen Paid in Full?
Maybe, I don't remember. But yeah, no, whenever I see somebody that used to be on Remember the Titans, I get so excited. Like, what's that one medical show with the
Scrubs?
Yeah,
Turk.
I get excited when I see that too. I'm like, look at him. I'm like,
What
y'all all
the fuck
came from Remember the Titans. I was being bold. Anyway, I'm getting off track. My notes.
No, he was great.
Oh no, his character. Wait, before we get on the character, let me finish the thought I had. It had to do with when Dawn found out that the video was circulating about Keisha. Her and her husband, played by Wood Harris. What was his name in the? I forgot. But they sat down with Justin and was like, "We have something to tell you about Keisha. She has a video." And
He's like, "I know.
Like, I know. I'm here to protect her. But you judging?" And then the dad was like, "Hey, this wasn't even my idea. This was your mom."
Hella fast.
It's crazy.
But yeah, I think it was kind of out of pocket for the mom to
threaten?
give an ultimatum like, "Hey, either you tell her or I'll tell her." That's kind of out of pocket. I think so.
Yes and no.
But also coming from a mother
to mother,
yeah.
It's kind of like, as wild as it is, I think from a mother's perspective, she's looking at it like, okay, you would want to be able to protect your child.
Yeah.
How can she protect her child if she doesn't even know what's going on?
Right.
So she's looking at it from an adult and from a mother's standpoint. So I think that's why she did it. Was I in agreement with it initially? Not really, because I'm like, if I'm the kid, I'm like, no, that's my decision. You don't need to go around telling my secrets. But then at the same time, looking at it from like the adult perspective, like that is something that I feel like the mom needed to be aware of. And her not being aware, it's kind of like, the relationship, how would have the relationship panned out?
She eventually had to know. And like, at what point were you going to tell her?
At what point were you going to tell your mom that you weren't dating Christian anymore? What would the reasoning be? Like, at that point, you're just building lies on top of lies because you're hiding this one secret. So it wouldn't have made sense for that to continue.
Yeah.
But let's dive into the characters, because I know we were talking about Wood Harris.
Well, let's finish the story.
Okay.
So she eventually told her mama, and then they broke up, and that was the end, right?
No.
Then he got a producer job.
No.
He told the mama.
Okay, so Keisha told her mom what actually happened.
Right.
The mom freaked out at first, which is understandable because of the, seriousness of the news.
The severity of it.
But then Dawn, Justin's mom, called Shelly, which was Keisha's mom, to kind of just mom to mom kind of get that conversation going as far as like, hey, like, you need somebody to talk to, like trying to let her know that she's not alone in this. It's not like everyone's been talking about her behind her back. It's more so like she's coming from like a point of like caring.
Yeah.
And also I liked how she shared with Shelly that she's been in counseling or receiving some sort of therapy herself, and recommended that to Shelly because it also showed a different side of Dawn. Because I feel like for most of the season we were just seeing her as this reactive mother that was just really extra strict and harsh, and then this was kind of the first moment, at least for me, that I saw her take accountability for kind of how she reacts to certain things. Because she had said, like, I forgot her exact words, but basically saying that she has found use and helpful, in therapy, and recommending it to Shelly as well. So, because I feel like there's a lot of, at least as a millennial, I don't know if this is for all generations, but like growing up for me, parents
therapy.
No, I was gonna say parents don't be taking accountability.
Oh,
they don't apologize.
Exactly.
It is what it is. If they
just
made
like
a mistake,
women.
they just. So if they made a mistake, they just keep going. I mean, at least for me, like, not like in a bad way, but just kind of like, that's kind of how it was, at least in my household. My parents,
it's pride and ego. They feel like, I mean, they're the parent. They're the parent, so they shouldn't be wrong.
They don't have to apologize.
Exactly.
It's kind of like, so it was refreshing to kind of see, although she didn't apologize to the kid, just her to at least acknowledge that there's some things that she could work on as a parent and get better at.
Yeah, that was dope. That was pretty dope. And after that, after everything was on the table, it kind of, obviously it was rough at first, but it eventually got better, and they eventually, one thing that I did like about that, obviously the therapy, because of the social stigma within the Black community that therapy isn't useful. Them kind of reaffirming that no, it is useful. If you need therapy, go get some therapy.
Yeah.
But I did like that part, and I like the part that it showed Shelly's emotion, right? Like, because parents are humans too, right? So obviously, she's going to be hurt that her daughter didn't confide in her about that.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, going to be hurt by what the school is doing to her daughter. Like, yo, this video is out. That's like, we don't take action on this.
Yeah.
So I kind of understood her going, trying to go to bat for her daughter in that case. But after all that was done, it kind of, they got stronger, right?
They did, and I think it's because I think Shelly said that she had taken the advice from Don, because she had made a comment about she actually did apologize to Keisha, and one of the things she said was she was taking accountability for not creating a safe space for Keisha to come out and tell her that information. And then I think at that point Keisha made a joke about like, oh, you know, you've been going to see, or something like that. But yeah, I think that's, and I could relate to that too, because I had strict parents. It's kind of like when your parents are so strict about certain things, you already know that they gon' you know what the reaction gonna be to certain things. It makes you not want to be 100% honest and be able to tell them everything, because it's like, I already know the reaction's gonna be off the wall.
Exactly.
Like, you know,
that was cool. It's cool for us to kind of be in the stage where we're at right now to understand both sides, the kids and the parents. So
right.
Honestly, I'm at the point in my life where I was agreeing mostly with the parents, and that made me feel old. I felt
it's because your brain is developed. But no, I agree. It's kind of like I'm seeing things that the kids are doing that I'm like, I can relate to. At the same time, it's like you said, like I'm seeing it from the standpoint of the parents. Yeah. Even when I think when Justin got his car and the mom was just crying. Be safe. Like, okay. Yeah. But it's like now I'm like in the headspace of like, okay, this is like your son, your daughter. You don't know if they be driving that. You know, people be dying every day on the street. Like it's like you got all kind of stress in your head. All types. And like, obviously, my favorite character. We gotta figure out his name. That was in the. Let me find out. It was something. Wood Harris is his name in real life. I know Wood, but like, what is his character's name? He played that character so well because just the way he reacted to things. He played. Oh, I don't have my internet on. Not necessarily the foil to his wife, but like. They balance each other out. They balance each other out for sure. He was like the calm down type of spouse, like when he had to put his foot down, he put his foot down, you know what I'm saying? So his Eric, Eric was dope. So yeah, I feel like I liked Eric's character too, because I like the calm, nonchalant, not as reactive, and actually it reminded me a lot of my parents, because my dad's real calm, cool for the most part. My mom's like the firecracker. Yeah. But the only thing I didn't agree with as far as their parenting style in this series was I didn't like how, yes, the wife was a little in the moment, but I feel personally like as the husband, that's your wife, you need to agree with her, and then y'all could talk behind the scenes on, you know, agree with me in public, we can talk in private about what we should do differently. But they ain't in public. They're in front of their kids. That's still public. That's public? To me, yes. Because you and your wife are one. So it's kind of like, as parents, like, I don't ever want it to be like, can I do this? Go ask your mom. Like, I like the go ask your mom. Not that you get yes from dad and no from mom, and then you go do it. And it's like, what's going on? Oh, but dad said I could do. No. We got to be on one accord type thing. So I didn't like how it was in front of the kid where he was just like, go do it anyway. No, if anything, like, okay, you know what? Me and your mom gonna talk about it. We'll get back to you. Like give us 5 minutes.
They did.
A lot of the time it was just in person, because even when he was like, oh, I need to go go see Keisha, she just told her mom, there was no, you know what, give us 5 minutes, let's discuss. It was like, here are the keys, be back by 10ish, and the wife was still like, wait, no, I said no. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but like,
I don't agree with that.
But
I feel like they could have took a step away and then talk to her and then be like, okay, sure, you can go. I mean, your mom have agreed.
But what's the difference?
The difference is the difference is coming as a united front in front of your children, and in front of the world in general. But united front.
But you also have to leave room for like discussions, right? It can't be like you said something and then like, if I don't agree with it, be quiet in front of the kids. No, that's not how it works.
It's not be quiet in front of the kids. I said that take a step back, discuss it internally and come back.
Like discuss it away from the kids.
Yeah.
And then come back.
Like in that scenario with the dad being like, no, you can't, and the lady, I'm sorry, with the wife saying, you can't do this. And the dad just being like, go do it anyway. It's kind of almost like disregard your mom. It's at that point, it's like you have to choose which parent's word you're gonna put more value in. And at that point, it's like, I'm gonna put value in dad's, because dad's letting me do what I want.
Yeah, dad's on my side.
And at that point, it kind of made the wife look like what she was saying wasn't valuable. Like, I'm not even gonna listen to her. And I didn't like that aspect of it. I would have preferred if they go and talk, and then they come on one accord with what they want, and then tell the child.
Okay.
I'm not saying she's right. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
I just didn't like how that made the wife look.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But shoot. Let's get into like the main like
characters?
Justin and Keisha. Like, I'll start with Justin.
Okay.
I like Justin's character. I really liked his character. I like the fact that he was dealing with something mentally that wasn't really like highlighted. It was touched on. It was ADHD.
You had to figure it out.
Yeah, you kind of had to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was ADHD, right?
I think so. I think, yeah.
I think it was ADHD. I thought it was going to be something more serious than that, but it was ADHD. And then, like I said, it wasn't really a main part of the story, but it was highlighted that he was suffering through that. And but I liked how he was, for the most part, genuine. He's a very, and that's kind of what Keisha liked about him. He was genuine. What you saw is kind of what he was offering, and then I like, as far as his story goes, I like the fact that he chose to his passions. You know what I'm saying?
So he had to be pushed there.
He did, yeah, and that's why they broke up, right?
Yeah.
Because. Oh yeah, because during her graduation party or something, her daddy was going crazy. Her daddy was.
He might be one of my favorite characters just because of how wild he was. Which I recognize him too. I forgot from what.
Yeah, he was on something. Was it Insecure? He was on something too.
Maybe,
I
forgot.
But no, he just started going in on him like, "Where's your music?" And then he showed it to him. He's like, "All right."
He started playing here the instrumental. He's like, "Where's the rest?"
Where's the rest of it? Where's the rest? He's like, oh,
is this an instrumental? You gonna make beats?
You just gonna make beats?
No, he was going in on him, but as harsh as he was, he was being a realist. Because it's like, okay, like, you're dating my daughter. What is your plan?
What's your plan?
Given Keisha from the beginning of the season
had a plan.
She's like, I'm gonna go to, was it Howard? I'm gonna do this. Like, you know, she kind of already had a path.
Yeah.
Whereas Justin, and it's not his fault, but he had to kind of find his path, and I feel like part of the reason he didn't have a clear path yet is because it seems like all his life he had been doing what his mom
parents
and his dad had set out for him as far as what schools to go to. You know, it sounded like he was going to predominantly white institutions.
He's rich.
And because of that, he was experiencing probably more racism than he would have, even being benched all the time and things like that. So it's kind of like he was tired of that, but he wasn't necessarily speaking out until the end.
That's true. And I think it really one of the main messages was identity, right? Like what you see in yourself, what other people see in yourself, and like what you take, the steps you take to get where you want to go. It's kind of like Keisha she, like you said, she knew what she wanted from jump, and she acted on that. She had a plan in motion, but because of where he came from, and I feel like, I'm not saying he was like silver spoon fed or anything like that, but realistically, he probably was just more relaxed and let his parents kind of dictate where he wanted to go, just because like he had it like that. You know what I'm saying? He's was in a good looking house. They had a beach house. Like he was well off, right? It wasn't like that with Keisha. So she had to have a plan, and she had to follow through with it. I did like the fact that they highlighted that with him, and she brought that out of him. Like when he wanted to go to Howard because of her, she was like, no, like this was my plan. Don't
just jump on it just because you want to come with me. Like you need to have a plan because that's what you want to do.
Exactly. Yeah. And then that's when he kind of fell into like the music type thing and was like, okay, I'm gonna do this for a minute. And
see if it
totally like 100% back, because you don't just go to college just because you want to either appease someone or please your parents, or just because you want to do. I love the experience of college, but if you just go there without no plan, you're just gonna find yourself in debt and still working the same. So like, if you just out of high school, take the time to know what you want and know what you are really after. You know what I'm saying? But I am for higher education. Definitely go to college. But yeah, so he decided to take a year off, right? And Keisha went to Brown. He took a year off. And
went to where?
Did I say Brown?
You said Brown.
My bad.
Howard.
And he took a year off and was working with
that audio engineer.
Too Short, yeah. Working on beats and stuff like that. Yeah. And how it ended, the last episode, they seen each other. They went to dinner, right?
Yeah, she took. They went to dinner.
They went to dinner, and it was like, I liked how it ended because it gave room for like, okay, what's going to happen to them next? You know what I'm saying? Because I want to see them make it. Like, I thought they were going to get back together, but they didn't, which I thought was a better ending. Like, don't just like, okay, get them back together just for the sake of getting them back together.
And then with their long distance,
exactly, it wouldn't make sense. So like, how they
wouldn't be able to work out long distance. They could barely work out, and given they were working through stuff. But
no, hell no. She probably gonna be in college, huh? What? Damn.
You gonna get banned on YouTube?
What do you mean?
I don't think you can say certain things.
You can say on YouTube.
No, you can't. You're not gonna give me this. This will never be monetized ever. This video will never be monetized.
Okay, she's going to be giving.
She just will probably move on to somebody else.
Yeah, fast. I think so.
What I have to say about that is a couple things. As far as him not knowing what he wanted to do, I relate to that because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew where some of my strengths were, but I relate to his story as far as having parents that kind of dictated things for me. Because even with high school, like my parents put me in this IB program that I didn't care to be in. It's basically it stood for International Baccalaureate, and it was like we had these advanced classes we had to take. I had to take like 4 to 5 Spanish classes. Like that, I don't know that much Spanish after all them classes. And it was supposed to give you college credit, so it was supposed to put you ahead. So then the intention behind it was good, but me myself, I didn't care for it. But I did it because my parents, that was kind of what they dictated. And as a child, it was kind of like I didn't have the say so, or I didn't feel like I had the say so to say any different. And then when it came to college, I think it's a combination of pressure from parents, but also like when you're in grade school, right? It's like you don't just take a year off, because if you take a year off, all you people that are in your same grade level are going to be in the next grade. You're going to be with all the younger kids. So it's kind of like coming from that kind of system to going in college. It's just kind of like, I don't want to wait because then everyone's already going to be a sophomore and I'm going to be a freshman. And it's kind of like you have the rush there to kind of go along with the same speed that your friends are going. But at the same time, you go in there, you don't know what's going on, which was me. I was in there switching majors left and right because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew what some of my strengths were. And I did waste a lot of time and money that way. I want to take back my college experience, but I agree that there was a lot of time and money wasted. All that to say, though, I respect him taking time off to kind of dive into his passions. But my only thing then is you don't have to go to college right after high school, but at the same time, as you're going into adulthood, it makes sense. Even as a creative, you have to have a livelihood, right? Like, you can't live with your parents forever if you even have that luxury. So it's like, you, as much as I respect people diving into their passions, it's kind of like you have to take into account how am I going to have a roof over my head, and kind of balancing that out. So I feel like, bringing this back around, Keisha's dad, although he came off crazy, he was kind of putting that at the forefront, like, what is your plan? My daughter has a plan. Do you have a plan? And then he saw himself in Justin. He was like, I was like that. I was lost. I can see that he's lost. He doesn't have a plan. And so, and Keisha started thinking on that too when she came at him a little wild when they were at the pool later.
Correct. Yep.
You know? So overall, I like the message behind it. I like the message of following your passions. I like the message of just self-worth, not self-worth, but like self-discovery, like figuring out what you want for yourself, but also doing it in a way that is smart, because in this economy, what? Like, you got to make sure you're straight. Right.
Yeah. No, I get it. And so overall, what would you give Forever?
I would give Forever a 7, like a solid
out of 10?
7 out of 10.
So
I was gonna say 6.5.
Damn.
But I'm gonna say 7.
So you didn't like it?
I liked it. But I would give it either like a 6.5 or a 7, because there was a lot that I related to that I appreciated out of it, and I liked the characters, but it's not something where I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to watch it again type thing. But I am interested to see if it's renewed since it is renewed for season 2, how that's going to look. Seeing as how this past season was 2017 to 2019, is the new season going to be going over 2020? Is COVID going to be, a thing that they have to overcome while in college / while chasing, audio, either producing or whatever he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
Yeah. Me
personally, I would give Forever closer to 8.5.
Okay.
Just because, I like the characters, right? The story, although it wasn't nothing that was crazy. Like, we seen something that before, but like the acting and the pivotal points, that when they were pushed in a very interesting way, and I think that for the most part, people will watch this show and rather enjoy it,
and be able to relate to it too,
and relate to it. It's very relatable. It's very relatable. We binged it, right? Then we finished it
like a day or two, something like that.
Yeah, a day or two.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. I wasn't at the edge of my seat, but like I was
actually, it was one day. I think I went to sleep early, so I watched.
I finished it. Yeah,
I watched the finale the following day.
I finished it, but yeah. So I liked it. I liked it a lot. I really suggest it to anybody that have not seen it. I'm pretty sure you have if you've made it to the end of this video. So what did y'all think of Forever? Are you excited for season 2? And who was your favorite character? Comment below. Let me know. I'm trying to get a discussion going. And
who was your favorite character? You said it was the dad, right?
Yeah.
Did I say my favorite character?
And Justin. Well, I guess the dudes.
The dudes. Who were your favorite?
I like his cousin too. You don't like his cousin?
No. I think my favorite character, it was Wood Harris.
Yeah.
He kind of brought like a little like light comedic factor to it. So yeah.
I like his parenting style too. Yeah. But so that's Forever. Again, comment below and let us know what you think. Do not forget to like and subscribe. And like always, this is the place to be when you got places to be. All right, y'all, we out.
You gonna copy me?
I went like this. You went like this.
Oh, you went.
I went
It
this.
don't matter if them fish see ya. Live high, smoke tree, get off your knees. Please stay hungry. Next level town. This is NLT.